Karen, what can we expect from the defense? Will you testify?
TBD. How long will your case last? 1.5 to...
TBD. Let's go.
How are you feeling after today? I feel very good, thank you.
Is that the only way you can get his testimony in at this point? If you do?
It seems that way, yes.
Any decision about Trooper Proctor, Karen?
TBD.
Coming up.
Oh, guys. Oh.
Any idea who the first witness will be for the defense?
Dr. Silva.
And you feel that you're going down. This little angel is going to whisper in your ear. He's going to say, "Get up, you son of a bitch! Let's make it love you."
South Boston. Listen, I appreciate the things that you two do, you and James, right? Hey man, what's up guys? Kevin from South Boston. Those two dudes that you're accusing, right? They're decorated dudes. Decorated dudes. And this comes out that she actually did it.
Did what? What'd she do?
Dudes.
Decorated.
Those
Decorated motherfuckers right there, huh, James?
Order in the court. Go ahead, Mr. Jackson.
Your Honor may abstain closing. Reasonable doubt.
Proof that the ATF has no problem killing you.
Hey man, what's up guys? Kevin from South Boston.
What's up, Kevin from South Beach? What's happening?
No, listen, I appreciate the things that you two do, you and James, right? Decorated.
Man. JFK, what up?
What up, brother?
ATF have no problem killing you.
What happened?
Nah, that's what they said at the end of the clip. The guy.
Oh, the ATF. Yeah, got no problem killing you. That's right.
They got no problem killing you. What up, everybody? What up, chat? How we all doing? How we feeling? It's our time now.
JFK, James Jackson, Free Karen Reed, 2025.
Yes, we got up in there. Who do we have? You know, there's one thing I didn't download was the flyer that I wanted. I'll get that during the show.
Let me throw some names out there real quick. We got Lynn Diaz up here, Barry Lewis. What up? Brenda, what's going on? I need some Z's. What up? Donna Gardner. What up? Christy D. Nikki C. Becca. Brenda. Becky G. Our girl. Digital artist. Dawn. Susan. Lynn Diaz, of course. Chrissy. Laura Pike's up in here. To name a few.
75. We're on this layover together.
Yes, sir.
We got a mic check on the sound. Sound sounds. Oh, goddamn. No bird strike.
Mic check to the gods.
Mic check. What up, Kevin Kev? I seen him earlier, too. Mary Flynn. Natalie Diaz. Becky G. Debbie Blair again. Cicely Lover. Good evening. Yeah, so me and JFK had this crazy, JFK came to me with this crazy idea months ago. James, we gotta do this live podcast. I'm like, I know, that would be dope. And he's like, nah, James, you don't understand. We gotta do it. And I'm like, yeah, Jay, you're right. It'll be dope. That's his second trip. on his way home. He's leaving like this, Jay. And correct me if I'm wrong. Step in at any time. He's leaving like, damn, James just didn't understand. Gets home, James, gotta do this live podcast. I'm like, I know, shit'll be dope. He's like, yo, I got it. We're doing it. So we got the place June 9th, and it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be even doper because you people are gonna make it that dope when you come out to the show, the live podcast with James Jackson, JFK. Anybody that's having any questions about this?
Surprise guest too.
Surprise guest too. It's gonna be a great night.
It's gonna be a great night. It's gonna be a June night. Hopefully we catch a little bit of June if summertime decides to poke her head out. We'll get a nice summer night in. And Stella's for the fellas. Henny for the ladies.
Henny for the ladies for sure. But you guys get your own drinks because we don't want to be accused of nothing. No Diddy, disclaimer. But listen, it's gonna be dope though. It's gonna be our first time, right, Jay? We never done this before. And
no, we never did a live podcast. Putting it all together on the fly. It's a sporadic situation. We're trying to tighten up the bolt, so to speak, right now, trying to make sure everything's right. But yeah, man, you people know how it is. We're just gonna go on the fly and be us, man. We're not trying to overwhelm anybody. We're gonna do what we do right here, right now, what you hear, but live right in front of you, and more importantly, live streaming. We're gonna be streaming live to the people who couldn't make it out on the JFK Show Off channel. Hopefully we'll figure out how we can make both channels stream at the same time, because we haven't really figured that out yet. But once we figure that out, and yeah, we're just gonna I'm gonna have a good time, man. Probably podcast for 2 hours, and then the next couple hours, just have fun, hang out with people, meet people, greet people, take pictures, maybe a couple of giveaways and things of that nature.
We're gonna have some merch there too. We'll have all that merch you guys been looking for. Disclaimer, you wrong. All that. We'll have merch there. Like JFK said, it's gonna be live. And everybody that's there is gonna make it happy, whether or not, however it goes. Hopefully we see you there. You said you went to the JJ Grimsby's Nachos night. You said that was like a great experience, and they weren't really doing nothing as far as like to this extreme, right?
No, they were doing like the same idea. Like, I guess the bar was running on one side, the restaurant was running on one side. People
saying as
that
far as
weren't
live streaming.
No, they weren't doing the live stream. They weren't, because people don't have channels. There wasn't really nobody there unless I brought the computer. But there wasn't nobody there that like necessarily had a channel like ours. That's what they do. Not that I know of, not that I met. I think there was one woman who does the calling all beings, but I think that she
Oh yeah, Bia,
she does that.
She's kinda cool. Yeah, she's with she co-hosts with DJ.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ and
Yeah, shout out
Bia.
DJ. Yeah, so but as far as like, everybody was taking pictures and some great footage and stuff like that. But so we're just gonna do it live. We're gonna set up and we're gonna talk about the case like we talk about it now. We're gonna have your undivided attention. We're gonna speak to the people. We're gonna include the people, and we're gonna talk about the case. And at that point in time, it's gonna be our turn, right? Which is our turn tomorrow. To segue off that, and so by next week, we should be in a good spot. We're gonna have all full week next week of witnesses, and then around that time, June 9th, that Monday, who will be coming around the mountain? Who will be a witness then on that Monday? So hopefully things heat up as far as the weather and the trial.
Yeah, the trial, sure. Who knows? Who the hell knows, right? By the time we go in that and fill that that venue, I guess it is. We got a venue now, Jay. God damn. When we fill that venue on June 9th, we might be talking about you, Kevin. We might be having a discussion that live that night. I mean, who knows? Maybe not that early, but maybe so.
Well, she said walking out the courthouse, that clip
Yeah,
that you just put up. She said it will be a week and a half, 2 weeks. I mean, that's the trajectory. What's the word?
she said, yeah,
Trajectory?
but what did she say? Let's see.
Karen, what can we expect from the defense? Will you testify?
TBD. How long will your case last? 1.5 to 2 weeks. How are you feeling?
1.5 to 2 weeks? Wow, listen.
Yeah, that,
Karen, what can
that's
we
kind of
expect from the
soon.
defense? Will you testify?
TBD. How long will your case last? 1.5 to 2 weeks. How are you feeling after today? I feel very good, thank you.
How many calls did you call? Is that the only way you can get his testimony in at this point, if you do?
It seems that way, yes.
Any decision about Trooper Proctor, Karen?
TBD.
Coming up. Any idea who the first witness will be for the defense?
Dr. Silva.
Wait, Dave. So they're saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now I got Higgins in. They're saying 1.5 to 2 weeks and they're done? Resting their case?
I mean,
That's
that's the overlook of it all. I mean, you can't really judge what it's going to be because you don't know how long you don't know how long Hank Brennan's going to have someone on cross, and
right.
how long he decides to go at
True.
witnesses, and then if we got to go back, I mean, and I think that will be the game plan, right? Because we have to call them on direct, and so when we call them on direct, there's only so much as far as like the tactics. We have to go about it in a different way, hit them with honey, so to speak. So then when Hank Brennan actually jumps on and crosses them, he's going to open up a lot of doors, and then that will be a way for us to kind of sneak in across, you know, um, where we're good at in that wheelhouse, because that's what we want, right? We want to cross these dudes up, so to speak. We want to cross them up and cross up their lies and everything. So, I mean, Hank Brennan, man, put us in a real awkward situation. I said that last night when you really think about it, because it's like it's like a whole new case getting introduced. He left the jury with "I clipped him." He started the jury with "I clipped him" with the mother, and he ended the jury with "I clipped him" in her own words. And now here we come, starting tomorrow, which is good. I like what they're doing tomorrow. They're calling that man up who's an engineer also. So he's coming right in off the bat, and he's gonna break down everything on how he didn't get hit by a car. So that's good. So right off the bat, man, we're washing some dishes, so to speak,
It's a
cleaning some
great
shit up.
move. It's a great move, man, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely a great move, and it's just that there's a whole other case to get laid out, and they have a big decision to make, what they're gonna lay out, because they didn't play fair. They didn't bring these people in. They didn't bring. I mean, let's go down the line. They didn't bring Julie in. They didn't bring Chris in. They didn't bring Nicole in. They didn't bring Maddie in. They didn't bring Colin in. They didn't bring Big Bad Brian A. Higgins, the tow truck driver. Oh no, excuse me.
Brian
The
A
police.
was
The
damn
police.
near sit. Yeah, he was sitting with the family last trial. I mean, come
Last
on.
trial, he sat with the family. This trial, they didn't even call him. So they changed the whole. They changed the whole thing.
The
And
whole
with this
dynamic
guy,
is just
and with
so
this guy,
off.
this expert, they made it seem like that's what happened. Let's dress me up like John O'Keefe, and let me put in their brain that that's what happened. They see it, you know. Hopefully, we have some type of tactics like that too. We have some reenactment, so to speak. But the problem is the reenactment that they made never even happened. So how crazy is that?
And it's wild. And it's like, man, I tell you, when he said, can I put on the hat that I brought?" I almost shut down my laptop, threw my phone into the river. I couldn't even believe he said that. Like, can I put on a hat? Like, bro, you want to be John O'Keefe this bad? That's you're like really gonna put on a hat and show what in the courtroom with the hat on? I mean, it was just crazy that like the judge was letting a lot of that shit go, but like you said, it's that's your problem, not my problem, no more. Like you say, no more. Now it's our turn. We come in. All right, so bring in right away and debunk everything this guy just said. You know why he backed into that Lexus so lightly with the blue paint? Of course, he didn't want to smash the taillight. You know how much one of those cost on him? That motherfucker's thinking, I'm keeping this shit.
Right?
Yo, when this is all over with, I'm keeping this. I ain't, no, don't break the light. We'll put paint on it and I'll just bump into it and fall 50 feet.
Dude, it was a smear campaign. They painted. How crazy is this? This guy said two things that's insane when you think about it. Well, he did one thing and he said one thing. One thing he did was he painted the taillight, right? And then he said he has no dog in the fight. So how crazy is this? He painted a picture that she did it and he put paint on the taillight. And then he said he had no dog in the fight. But in all actuality, there was a dog in the fight.
a big dog in the fight. I'll tell you, there's two big things I noticed. He kept saying clipped, 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 clipped. Well, he could have been clipped. He could have been, well, this, he could have been clipped. And he kept making sure he said John O'Keefe could have been clipped. The other thing he kept doing was saying there was clipped and there was another. Oh, it was the other one that he kept doing. But you know what I mean. He was basically saying shit. Oh, when Alessi first got in, he's like, "Hey, how you doing? I don't think we got to fully introduce you to each other." Like, bro, what? It's like sit ya down and wait to be questioned. Hey, how you doing? I don't think we fully got to introduce you. Like, bro, you're not at a bar, meeting
Well,
somebody. You're in court, as a witness. But I don't know. Maybe
thought he was
Hank.
the most important person in the room. And not only that is he knows how these court cases go. He's not stupid. He knows he shouldn't be looking down at his watch. He knows he shouldn't have a laptop open. So he was playing real stupid when he's smarter than that. And
Yeah,
that's what makes him a straight up scumbag because he knows better. And to speak to what you said about being clipped, yeah, he said being clipped because they knew it was set up that they were gonna drop that soundbite in right when they rested their case. So
yep.
he knew that was all planned. That was part of the show. This is all a script. That's what this is. You got to understand this is all a script. It's all written. It's all edited on the fly. I knew last night. I said right after they rest their case, before that dude gets off the stand, they're gonna drop that clip in there.
Yeah.
And that's what they did.
Well, I mean, he said it so much that it was like if they didn't drop that clip in there, it wouldn't have sounded like he wants to use all these sound bites. But I don't know, man. I really don't think he proved anything. He proved what? That he read Trooper Paul's report. He took shit out. Hank's just playing dirty. And now it's time. I forget who said this a while back, but now it's time for us to take the gloves off and stop playing dirty. But it's almost like we don't have to really take the gloves off and stop playing dirty because for the most, I'd say 95% of this, other than bringing in who is the guy, the other expert saying, oh, this definitely the guy that said he makes his wife a cappuccino. The jury is going to be, I think the jury, from what I've seen, will look at these people almost as like word, like what they say is word, because they just all kind of came from that either college or what have you, like not too far off. Nah, a couple. Actually, I disclaimer. I'm not gonna say that because I don't want it. But my point is, they respect their opinion because they think because like it's like that joke you hear people say. Okay, what are you, a brain surgeon? yes, sir, I am. I am a brain surgeon. So it's like, do you believe a brain surgeon or do you believe Plevlin? It's just that's where I think the jury. That's the only thing I think. And let me be clear, I think the jury's going to be confused by the title of their job. I'm not saying credit in either one. Plevlin could be smarter than that brain surgeon. I don't know. But what I'm saying is the the title of his job, brain surgeon, makes the jury think, oh shit, this guy has to be right. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
I do, I get it. I get it, brother. Um, yeah, I mean, you think about that creepy dude who was the brain surgeon that said the way the injury was lined up, the bash in his head that he fell backwards. Like, you got to think about that too. That was pretty damaging shit too.
Yeah. Yeah. I just read a comment, and I'm sorry, Jay, because someone said, "What's the purple thing?" It might be new, so I don't know because I just seen it tonight, and I only see it on the iPhone. Rico, what's the purple thing by the name? Jay, do you see it on the iPhone? It says like number 2, number 3. Oh, I think that says like what level you are if you're
Yeah,
like
I seen it. It's
subscribed to
something
my
new.
channel.
Yeah, it's
It
something
must be
new. I don't.
something new because every time I come on this StreamYard, there's something new.
Yeah,
And
they're
I tell
making
you, I
things up.
see a lot of content creators having trouble with the StreamYard
Yeah.
where I might just go, I don't know though. Can you still do all this type of shit from YouTube live? I don't know.
N- Nah, I don't think so, bro.
I mean, I think you would have to be solo, but
Yeah.
even
I mean,
still being solo aesthetics, you
I mean,
wouldn't be
everything
able
got
to.
its glitches, man. You just can't freak out about it. You can't be overwhelmed. It's the same thing, like you can't control the internet. You can't control people, places, and things. I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
Usually the internet starts freezing up and things like that is when you got if you shut the camera off like right now, that takes less internet, the audio. So if it starts glitching out, shut your camera off, and then you don't get the lag and you get better audio. So you just got to figure out ways to work it, get out
Yeah.
the live stream, plug
Yep.
back in. You just can't get overwhelmed. Once you do that, then you're taking away. I mean, at least I don't get overwhelmed. I'll
No,
fly in an
because you've
airplane.
been.
I can't.
Yeah.
When I'm on my flight, we're laid over right now, so I ain't too worried about nothing. But when we're 39,000, I definitely can't get mad. I'm trying
I
to make
mean,
a
shit, we're
smooth
laid
flight.
over with still 250 on this layover. We're all waiting for this flight. I mean, who knows? We might take a flight later on. I don't know. Maybe not till tomorrow night because it's already 7 and we know everybody now too wants to jump on and talk about it, and we get that. Um, but we love being in here with everybody, whether it's a layover, fuckery, donuts, however we do it. Um, we love being here with y'all. Fun size, what up? Y'all, please make sure you smash. Oh yeah, yeah. That's another thing. I gotta check. Well, JFK's in here tonight. Shouldn't get too crazy. And I'm sorry I bugged out about the whole thing with the. I don't even want to really speak on it too much. I just want to say it just hurts to see people stoop that low to where they did, and that's it. So if anyone says, James, are you okay? I'm fine. It's just I couldn't believe, to be honest with you, that people would really say shit like that. But me knowing what I know and knowing the truth, if I sit here and keep saying no, I'm not okay, or no, it's bothering me, or no, then it looks like I'm trying to defend some. I'm not up here like this. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who sends me messages, but I'm good. Trust me, I'm good. I
I just want
just
to say
need.
prayers to a couple of friends that we both have. We got some news on our friend Deanna, and I just got news on my boy Kenny.
Yeah,
I'll speak on Kenny. Just got some bad news about my boy Kenny with a diagnosis, man. That's really like days of life and death within days. I just got the news. My man Static Selector hit me up from New York. It's funny because I don't mean to. Did I just cut you off about saying
nah,
something?
I,
I
I was
just
I was good, man. I was good. No, I was definitely good. But
You
just
good? My
thinking
bad. I
about the
didn't mean to
news.
cut you. It was just in
No,
my
no,
head.
I'm thinking about the news that because you and I
Well,
had
we
me
both.
and
I
JFK
mean,
were
just right
talking
now, right?
prior to
Yeah,
every
you were talking
show.
about Deanna, and then all of
Yes,
a
I was
sudden
talking
during
about I had
that.
coffee with a friend of mine and a friend of his, and it's just sad, You get these types of news, and
Back
he
to
got a text
back,
message.
back to
Yeah,
you. I got the news right when I was backstage. I got you heard me pick up the
yeah,
phone call from Static.
yeah, yeah.
So
Go ahead.
life is fragile, man, and that's what it comes down to, man. And I just see Karen walking off the stairs and way they designed this with the gag order. She shouldn't even be talking. The
Nah,
lawyer should be talking, and they put her in a position to talk. And she's in this zone right now. I don't know if you what do you want to call it, and I don't want to call it the wrong thing because I'm not a psychologist, and I ain't one of these people to be like, you know,
but from
using all these
experience, I'll call
using.
it something. Disclaimer: I'll just call it what I know it as. It's your feelings. You get in your feelings, and when you come out on those stages, like especially in court all day, Jay, like you get in your feelings. So you're right. I don't think as good as she is with talking, I just think her lawyers should be saying what what she wants to say for her. She can tell Alan, say this real quick, blah 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 blah, as they're walking out. I don't know. That's just me
No, she
because
can't though. They got a
oh, they
gag
can't
order.
either. So then you know what? I tell them cameras just keep it moving, man. Tell James Jackson and JFK to pull up the courthouse. We'll tell them guys, fuck out of here. Disclaimer: we won't say it like that. We'll say, can you please step to the side? You
Well,
know?
that's the point. I feel that she's in a space where she's always around. She's always around these people, and it's
Right.
like, she feels that she's a lawyer at this point, and it's kind of like, dare I say, when you see her, you kind of like, you don't even realize that she's the one that will be in a jumpsuit. She's the one that will be getting canteen. She's the one that's going to be in the small yard. You don't even, it's just crazy the way the optics are. When you see her walking off the courthouse, she don't even look like she's the one that's in trouble. She looks like she's the lawyer speaking for somebody else, but she's the one. I mean, it's just fucking insane at this point. And it's like she put her, she's coming down the stairs, and it's just like I said, I don't want to name what it is what she's going through, but it's like, man, it's just a tough spot, man. It really is. I see her in the courtroom pulling homeboy over, Alessi, It's a lot of stress, man. And it's just like, what the fuck, and they talk about they got no dog in the fight and all that. And it's like they just left the whole trial out, a whole part of it out. At least, I hate to say it with Lally, but at least he called it what it was. He called all the witnesses who was there that night. He called everybody there. This guy just left the whole trial out and just like literally painted a picture and put paint on somebody and said, this is what happened, and dressed them like it and put that in their head. I just really, truly hope whatever we're coming with, they believe us. They don't believe the Commonwealth, because I don't know what it is, but sometimes people believe that the Commonwealth can't do bad. But then again, the jury's young, right? We spoke on that, and I find it hard to believe, disclaimer, that none of these people never Google Karen Reed, because we all know if they Google Karen Reed, the first thing that's coming up is she's framed. So
Right. Yeah.
there you
Yeah.
go.
I mean, we hope that this young crowd sees things like that. I don't know because I don't know what this generation thinks as a youth and how they believe like their beliefs. I mean, bro, if they don't see what's going on here, but then again, Jay, some of these kids never been through getting smacked around by 50. None of them never been through, you know, getting arrested for whatever and then being in the elevator and getting beat up in the elevator as soon as it closes. It or even doing time. So they might believe that police wouldn't do this, or police would never go set up all this just frame a woman, especially Karen Reed, a woman that looks like, I hate to say this, disclaimer, because everyone always gives me shit. Dare I say, a citizen, a woman that goes to work every day, just a working hard class citizen. Citizen always comes out no matter how I try to say it. So I just say citizen. Just a good woman. Like nobody's gonna believe that they would try to frame her, but guess what? They too. they do try to frame, and she's the perfect person to take the fall because you wouldn't believe that they would try to frame somebody like her, you know? And so there's a lot. Like I was looking at like statistics of, uh, you know, and women being framed, and especially going in for a second trial, like how like the statistics. I don't know if you want to look at it, Google it, but it just says like there's more of a chance when you have a second trial and um, that you'll be found. However, the Commonwealth sees it, and I just hope that's not the situation with this case because there's so much more to it. There's so much, like you said, Jay. There's so much they left out. There's so much like, however they're gonna get when Karen says TBD. There's so much more like to be determined. Well, I hope they determine to bring Proctor's ass back on that stand and let him read all those text messages again that he wrote. Let him talk about how 16 hours into this case, he was already telling his friends about her uh, health issues and she got no ass. And I mean, come on, man. A fallen officer just died, and you're talking about his girl like the last thing. This guy's not even in the grave yet. You're talking about his girl, and you don't even know. Like she's right. She's innocent until proven guilty. You're saying all this bad shit about her. Now he's a fallen officer,
Within
and that's how
16
you speak.
hours.
Yeah. So
Within
it's like
16 hours. Yeah, but
that's
his
what I'm.
but his rebuttal to that, his rebuttal is gonna
Is
be
he was upset?
he was upset and allegedly he's seen text messages between him, her, and
Oh
Yannetti.
yeah, yeah.
That's the
Oh, yeah,
rumor.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
rumor, right?
That's the rumor, but right, I get that. Yeah, yeah, I get that now.
But that doesn't make it. That
Doesn't make
doesn't
it
make
right.
it. You got to hold the level of respect. I mean, it's
Right,
it's not out of the ordinary for these state troopers to run their mouth and set her up. You know what I
right.
mean? But it just sucks. Everybody we're calling on direct. We're not calling on cross. That's the way they designed it. They
Yeah.
designed it that we got to call them on direct, and we're limited to the way we can go at them. Now it's AJ who's got to. Every day is going to be a creative space
Oh yeah.
because this is something. We have the truth on our side. We don't really need to take shots and all that, but we got the truth on our side. But
Sometimes you
this
gotta
guy's.
take shots.
Well, what I'm saying is on the cross of like Big Bad Brian A and all these different things, he's gonna come in and try to on the cross. It's all gonna be Hank Brennan making them seem like, oh, so why did you say these things? So were you mad that a police officer died? Yeah, I was upset. Like that's gonna be the cross. You know, that's how it's going to be painted. Yeah, I got fired. Like when he speaks about being fired, how crazy is that? Did you get fired from this case? Are they, they're going to say you got fired from this case, right? I mean, you got fired from your job because of this case, right? And Proctor's going to say, yeah.
Oh god damn, I didn't think of that. They're gonna make it look like, can you believe he got fired because
Well,
of
what do you
this?
mean? It's not the way they made it believe. That's
No,
what
they're
happened.
going to make it, I'm saying. And so, man, imagine if this piece of shit got his job back.
No, he's not getting his job back. But the point I'm
Or
trying to make is follow me on this. He's going to be, you're going to say what happened, right? But the problem is, it's on direct. So you can only lead them. Now they could treat him as a hostile witness or whatever, and they could kind of eat him up, right? And we'll see what Judge Bev does, right? But if the point is, if she doesn't treat him as a hostile witness, you know, on cross, Hank Brennan's going to be like, well, you got fired from the job, but you were just really upset for what happened to John O'Keefe, right? That you know what I'm saying. You were just mad that a police officer died, right? And blah blah blah. So they're going to try to shine him up. You know what I mean?
absolutely. I mean, that right there makes the most sense more than anything I've heard about Proctor coming back on the stand. That right there would be my thought of what's gonna happen when he comes on the stand, especially when Hank talks to him. So you were upset, right? You were really upset. You said you knew John O'Keefe, or yeah, I know who he was. He was a good guy. Uh, I was just upset. I couldn't control it. Yeah, all right.
It
But
comes down to this. Do you believe the engineer? I mean, I know it's way too early to say, but do you believe the engineer or do you believe what we're about to bring out? Now we have a pretty good idea of what they're gonna do, right? We have a pretty good idea. I would say like we're probably all about 60% sure of what's going to happen because we've seen the last trial, right? So we know, but the jury doesn't know what's to come, right? If, like I said, that's if everything lines up like we're saying. If the jury legit didn't see the last trial, they legit didn't Google anything, they're not watching court TV, things of that nature. Um, if it's all like that and they're getting this information in real time, this is going to be a straight swerve. So and then it's like, so what do you think? Do you think right now, knowing what you know about our case that we're about to put on, I know there's some new versions of it, there's some new things they're about to lay out, but so far, what you know about our case, and I know it's way too early, disclaimer, do you think that they did any damage on their side, the prosecution?
Do I think what that we did damage as far as like on our side for Karen or on against the Commonwealth or both? Like, I think we did. Yeah, hell yeah. When Jen came out, I think there was a lot of
The
questions.
case they put on, did it do damage? Did it, you know what I mean? Are you worried about their case at all? Do you think that no matter what, our case is stronger? You kind of got an idea what's going to happen with our case, right? You kind of know what's going to happen. I mean, I would say you're about 60% sure of what's going to happen, right? I mean, I know there's new stuff they're putting on, but do you think, based on what you know about our case on our end, are you worried about anything the prosecution done? Is there anything that makes you say, fuck, that's a problem?
Well, the only thing I would say that's a problem is now they're going to paint Proctor as, you know, uh, another officer of the law that was upset that a fallen officer was killed by this woman because he saw whatever he saw. Um, I don't think they would be able to bring that forward with evidence. That's hearsay at this point because it wasn't brought back. Yeah, I mean, I would think it would be hearsay, right? Because it was never said during the last trial. So, I mean, that's going to be working that part, making him he's gonna look like a piece of shit. Once he gets up there, it's gonna be hard making Proctor look good. The lead this whole case they've been saying, um, he was the lead investigator, or he's not the lead investigator no more, or he was and they just keep making that clear. So I don't think the jury understands yet what they mean by that. But when that comes in and they see, oh my God, this guy was saying all this, and wait a second, his supervisor was getting on him because he didn't solve the case in however amount of time the supervisor had thought it should have been solved by then. And he was saying things to him like, "Oh, I should have put so and so on the case, man. He would have had this shit solved already." Next day, broken tail light, 47 pieces found. You know, so I don't know, man. That I think we got a hell of a going forward. I think we're good. I think we're up. I think we're good. So yeah, if that answers the question, I know it was a long way around it, but I think we're good going in because the only thing
So
they had,
you don't think anything from the prosecution, anything they did made the jury go, "Oh shit, she did it." There's nothing to make them think that.
the only thing I said, I'll say that I think would make them think that is the labels of the people's jobs, like brain surgeon. You know what I'm saying? It don't get no better than a brain surgeon. You can't you can't argue with a brain surgeon, right? I mean, I've never heard in life that's like the most smartest people think anybody is. A brain surgeon could put man on the moon if you think about it. Like, oh my god, he's a brain surgeon. This guy's real smart.
Well, I mean, there's one. I mean,
So that yeah,
bro,
so that's what
that's
that's one thing that
that's
I would
tough.
think. And
But we're gonna.
And I don't know, did they called the kids, right? So I don't because we didn't see that testimony, so we don't know how that affected the jury this time around. If they did call the children, didn't they? If I remember, I forget because we didn't see it. But I think they did. Right? Yes, they did. Um, yeah, so I mean, between that and the children, I don't know. But Nikki C wants to know, JFK and James Jackson, they don't watch y'all. Who? Who doesn't watch us? Nikki C? Who doesn't watch us? God
I mean,
damn.
I'll just say, man, like I said, it's way too early and like I said, I'm only just making conversation disclaimer. I'm in no shape or form to think that they did damage, that their case is gonna add up to ours. I think that we got the upper hand because we have the truth. And I think that's always the thing. They have lies. They have, they just I got no dog in the fight, but yet you didn't say that there was a Jeep in back of the truck when you backed up 24 miles per hour. You know that, and then you said that she still had her foot on the gas, which she would have crashed into the Jeep if that was the case.
Yes,
Then
man.
you said then they said she wouldn't have went up on the sidewalk and all this other shit. I mean, come on. If you got no dog in the fight, and if it was a straight truthful thing, and then you say you got no dog in the fight, but you're saying you're getting over 300 racks. I mean, you got much dog in the fight. When you name drop, you got 300,000 in the cut,
And
and you're
then
the
act
vice.
like you don't even know how much money's involved, bro.
Yeah, and
You own the company.
that's the most shystiest shit ever. So you're smart. We know you're a smart guy, but you're playing stupid when you want to. So that makes you a straight up scumbag. Period. Point blank. Period. So that's what it comes down to, man. It's the same thing. And so he's getting 300,000. Hank Brennan's getting 200 and something thousand. And when you add it all up, that's close to $1 million just off them two. And that's crazy when you put it into that perspective. So it's just like, come on, there's the truth in that. And we have the truth on our side. If there was really no dog in the fight or whatever, you would just lay out the truth. You wouldn't try to bend it, manipulate it, and flip it and put blue paint on and have someone dressed like John O'Keefe and say, look, this is what happened. Like, you see it, right? It's crazy that they did that to try to get the optic to make it really seem like that's the only thing that could have happened. And now here we are. Now we have to do the same thing. We have to do the waterfall video and we have to narrate it. Hey, there he is.
You
Pizza
know,
Man just grabbed the ATF agent and the same type of deal to let people know, whoa, 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 whoa. This is what happened. Did you
right.
know? While he was playing with paint, there's a video that you didn't hear or see in this way, and we're about to take you on that ride. And it's got to be narrated right because as much as that guy was a scumbag, shitbag, he still stood up there and he stood toe to toe with Alessi, and he took Alessi out of his element a couple times and made Alessi get
Yeah.
mad, and
Well, when
he
he
just
hit him off with
he
what's your name? That's Alessi's move. That's his go-to. As soon as he gets up there, how you doing, sir? And
right,
he asks the person his name, and he threw him off. I bet you Hank told him to say that shit. I'll bet
right.
my life, dude. They told him to
So
say that.
but now it's Alan Jackson's turn, and
Right.
Alan Jackson's running the show, and now he's get the script, he gets to write this up. So I think we're in real good shape, and I like that we're coming in with this lawyer, I mean this expert and engineer to break down what he knows about things, and that's gonna be fresh off the heels of that shitty ass motherfucking Blue Man Group lying ass dude. And when now they're gonna see this guy, and this guy, hopefully, he comes off a different way. You know what I mean? I don't know who he is. I don't. We didn't have him last time, so we're gonna see him, and it's gonna be great to see. And I think that's a great way to start it off. And then after that, it's like there's so many people to call, and I just think that's what puts them in a dilemma. It's like, what do you like? How do you, because what happens is they put on a case, right, to make it seem like it's like the case they put on was like all experts' opinion, the Peggy, the this and that. So all that stuff in the clips and all that stuff, there's going to be completeness to it. You got to kind of rebut that, right? You got to come back and say, all right, here's the thing that happened with Peggy. All right, here's the thing that happened with this. Here's the thing that happened with this. And here's the completeness to this. And then there's our case. So it's like, how do you manage that? How do you defend what they said about you, and then at the same time put on your case? There's just so much, and that's why they changed the whole game. You know what I mean? They changed the whole game. They moved the goalpost because they didn't play fair, because they didn't want to call people. They hid people from the jury. How fucking crazy is that?
I mean, he did a good job hiding them fucking people too. It's like not even brought up, man. John O'Keefe was found on Brian A's lawn. Like that's not an issue. God damn. Oh man, let me get to some of these. Shantae's Inferno became a new member. What up, Shantae's
That's crazy
Inferno?
when you put in. My bad. I'm just thinking what you
What?
just said. I mean, the fact that, like, exactly, it's like, wait a minute, what about the person's house he got found on? They made it seem like that doesn't even matter.
That means nothing. That's like if you or I lived in a house and someone was found dead on our front lawn, like they wouldn't even knock on our door to ask us if we seen the person out there or whatever. And especially if allegedly he was out there all fucking night. Yo, come on, Brand. They be, Jay, they be asking our cousins, our uncles, our aunts. God damn, man. What kind of
Wow.
shit is that? That's wild.
Well, now it's our game, right? And we have to explain that, and that's what I'm curious to see how they explain it. I mean, obviously they're going to explain it in summation. In summation, they're going to break that all down, of what they hid and how they hid it, and why they never called the people, anything like that. And I'm going to love how, when we bring these witnesses on, what they're going to slip out. They're going to keep slipping. They're going to slip out that there was another trial. So the more and more we call these witnesses who already been there on the last trial, they're going to slip and say, "Oh, you mean at the other trial?" And it's going to make it real awkward for these fools.
Yeah. Starla Sky, thank you. Keep up the great work, James and JFK. Thank you, Starla. New Hampshire, New Hampshire dude, 603. What up? Never gave money to you, great dudes. It's time. All right. Well, hey, we're happy you're here. Thank you. What the Duck gifted 5 memberships. Always coming through with the Duck. Thank you. I appreciate you.
What the
Please
duck? What the duck?
pass the pepper. Free Karen Reed. She's had
Pepper.
enough of this bullshit.
God damn, Pepper.
Damn. But yeah, man, it's crazy when you think of it like that. What up, making changes? Someone's gonna slip and say the feds. Well, that's where we're open. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
that's it.
so.
And that's a
I
whole
think,
other, and like that's a whole other dilemma. It
right?
just goes down the line. Like, what do you use? There's just so much to use, man. You know what I mean? It's like going inside a gym, right? And having the whole gym to yourself. It's like, well, what do you do? You know what I mean? It's like, do you do deadlifts? Do you do bench? Do you do
Karen,
Oh
what can we
shit.
expect from
machines?
the defense? Will
Hold
you
up.
testify?
My bad. Sorry. God damn.
God damn,
We
James, you
doing
did me
making
dirty.
changes. Making changes just sent that in. Blame that shit on the mods. Mods can turn videos on now. No, but what are you gonna do? Like you said, man.
Yeah, you just don't know. I mean, that's the whole thing. You gotta figure it out. I mean, they're in the courtroom and they see the jury, and like I said, they have to kind of like speak to what they said, because if it's like, I don't know, like, let me give you a parallel. I don't know if this parallel makes any sense, but let me give you a parallel, right? And I know it makes sense to you, James, because you know me well, but hopefully it makes sense to the audience. So my parallel is this: years ago, there was this rapper named Token, a young
Mm,
kid, 15 years old. He rapped just like Eminem, and I found him, and I could have signed him to the label, to my label at the time. And he went on. Be clear, the kid Token went on to do amazing things. But early on in his career, he's about 25 now. This was 10 years ago. So early on in his career, when he was 15, 16, I had found him, and I brought him to my partner Static Selector, who's big in the music business. But the point is, I didn't want to sign him because I didn't want it to seem like we were chasing a gimmick, right? I didn't want it to seem like it was a gimmick, right? And so I said, I can't do it. and I said, let's figure out a way we can make him grow as an artist, and we just work with him throughout the years and see what the crowd and see what the audience, especially his audience, that he gained an audience, and we had an audience. Like, we have a fan following also, and let's just see what they say. But then 10 years go by. He's doing amazing things. He's touring. And I sat back now and I say, you know what? None of that shit even mattered. Because I went with old school rules. Nah, you gotta protect the brand, protect what how we made it, and protect what you built, and just don't come in for a cheap pop and a cheap gimmick. And that's what I did. But in hindsight, I probably should have signed him, and I probably should have just went balls to the wall and said, "The hell with it. Who cares?" Because honestly, nothing would have happened because times have changed. Well, times were changing around that time. So my point I'm trying to make is that here we are with AJ, Yannetti, and everybody, and there's a pot they have to kind of have a rebuttal to their case, to what Hank Brennan put on. They have to talk about the blue arm. They have to talk about the hat, tail light pieces, the their brain surgeon. They have to kind of like speak to that, right? And then they have to put on their case. So the question is, you would assume that it would matter that the jury took in everything that they said, right? But then again, maybe that's the old school way of thinking. Maybe we should just put on our fucking case and just gamble, and we don't even have to talk about what they said. You know what I'm trying to say? We don't have to say, okay, what about the blue man with the blue arm, and what about the brain surgeon in Minnesota, wherever he was from? We don't have to speak to that. We just put on our case, and then that's it. And whatever the jury likes, they like. Whatever side they side with, they side with. But if they're still thinking on the old school mindset, where we still have to speak to what they threw on us, speak to the sound bites, speak to everything they laid on us, then that might get us caught up. You know what I mean? And kind of get us off our game. So I don't know. Like, are we in a new time with trials? Like, are we witnessing like a shift of how business is in the courtroom? I don't know if this makes any sense. Is it making any sense what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, it
Like,
makes sense because I think so instead of I don't know because Hank made a humongous shift. So that's like putting Shaq on a center that he's just gonna bang on. You're gonna try to put someone in there that can at least take them shots. So he changed this whole shit up. So now we gotta come in with a whole new plan. We can't just go with that same old game plan like Proctor said this and the third party culprit has got to come in now strategically because they threw that shit out. You know, and now
yeah,
we
and I
gotta
mean, if you're thinking the old school ways, you would think that you would have to speak to what they're saying.
right.
Oh, she said this in the clip. We got to clean that up, and Karen got to speak to it. But does she? Does she have to speak to it? Does she have to clean that up? Like, that's the thing, completeness. She got to complete it. She got to speak to it. Does she? Or do we just put on our case and say, fuck it, respect it? Same way with the kid token. Yo, man, the kid, yeah, he might be a little gimmick, but whatever, he can rap. Respect it. Let the
Yep.
people decide. Not really worried about your brand, not worrying about the naysayers and all the shit that could come with it, all the politics that come with it. You just say, nah, whatever, it is what it is. The people like it. Why do you care about the politics? The people decided. So that's what it should come down to, right? Is that where we're at? But there's so many politics in that courtroom, and where like you have to like watch your back, because it matters so much in cases. It matters in the court of law. It's a game, right? It's the writing process. It's the beginning. It's the middle. It's the end. The summation. The opening. How to turn witnesses into pieces of shit. And what's the word I'm looking for when they go to a witness? They
Lead them,
no, not lead them. The other thing, they turn them bad.
punch the
What's
shit
the
out of them.
no? What's the word I'm looking for? Chat. Impeach, when you impeach a witness,
Oh
like,
yeah,
why do
yeah.
why do we care about impeaching witnesses? We
Impeachment.
should just, yeah, we should just put on our case. Like, we don't have to go back and impeach that. Like, we're gonna pull up this expert tomorrow, but we just needs to speak on our case, not really impeach what he said. Like, oh, like, look, I think Alessi kind of went too hard on that guy. That guy wasn't giving him anything. That guy wasn't giving
No,
him nothing. So it's
that
like
guy was just
he was trying his best to impeach him to make him sound whack, but that's when you got to lay off him and just let your experts do the talking. So I think like that's what we have to do at this point. We can't try to go back and say, "Oh, remember when this guy said this and this?" But look at what our guy said. I think we should just put on our case and let the people decide. I don't think that matters. But the old rules would tell you that that's what you have to do. But I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know. I just don't know, and that's the reason why I'm saying it.
yeah, man. I see a lot of people saying the jury is the wild card, and I mean the jury's always the wild card when you take a jury trial, you know. But it's also I would rather take the jury trial than just take it in front of a judge in this situation. So I don't know. I think the jury's gonna listen to. Remember, I mean, Karen did say what a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks tops, that she's going to. Oh no, that she's going to.
Yeah, her case. That's what she's saying. Take a week
This
and
will
a
be
half.
done in 2 weeks, basically.
There's no telling. I mean, that's her opinion, but there's no telling. Anything could happen. Judge Bev might turn around and say, half day this day, half day that day. You don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking juror might come in and say, I just watched James Jackson. And they
Right,
got to dismiss some jurors. You don't know.
New Hampshire dude. I appreciate you. Gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean they could. We could be in court next week with the guy Kevin from South Boston.
No, 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 no. Kevin from South Boston. And that's crazy. Maybe that might line up. We're not going for that. We're not
Oh
shooting for that. But if it
shit.
lines up like that, it lines up like that.
Yeah. We'll be out here June 9th. Nikki C. So she's like, I promise she's still on that because earlier she said, do you think they watch you, James and JFK? And I was like, oh shit, Nikki C said, do we think they watch us? And then she goes, I didn't say that, but whoever, I mean, it came out. However, it came out. You say you didn't say it. I believe you, but now you're doubling down on it with a 20 and saying, "I promise I wasn't throwing no shade. I was trying to say the
Well,
jury
any
see. Oh, they can't say they watch us. No, no, they can't say they watch anything. Not just
no.
JFK and I.
Yeah.
They can't
I mean,
even
the thing
say they
is, I
watch.
think, to be realistic, do you think the jury doesn't Google this though? Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, what's to
Oh,
get
it
an
hasn't
opinion? A
already.
perfect example: when you got a headache and your temples are hurting, what do? You Google it. My temples hurting.
Yeah.
Your knees hurting. My knees hurting. What can be the cause? So, what would they Google? Right? They would probably Google. Is Karen Reed innocent or guilty? And the first thing it would come up that she's framed. She's framed.
Right.
I mean, that's the very first thing that's going to come up. It's not going to be like Karen Reed is a guilty ass chick. Nah, the thread's going to be the opposite of how she's not
Right.
guilty. So it's kind of like I just can't believe that people are sitting there paying $1,800 for iPhone 16s, brand new Samsungs, and they're in a hotel room and they're not Googling. And I mean, that's the I'm saying that in the simplest way that they're Googling. But we all know they could be on Facebook, Twitter. I mean, you hear the judge, just be careful with your social medias.
Yeah.
Come on, lady. What fucking world are you living in? They probably Googled you, Bev.
Right. We live in a world where these kids, I mean, as soon as they leave, they're jumping in their car. Their shit's coming up on their screen, and they're hitting play on YouTube, and they're hitting Karen Reed. They want to see the first thing. I, don't- I mean, and it's not just that we live in a world with social media, but we live in a world where there's not that many honest people. Do you really think you could tell somebody not to go home and watch this and they're gonna do it? I mean, they're gonna want to do it even more because you told them not to. I mean,
Bingo, bingo. And if
that,
they're on Twitter, they're
yeah.
getting an earful.
Oh, if they're on Twitter,
I mean, and if they're in that age group, like you said, James, they're on TikTok, and TikTok
oh
got
yeah,
it all. I mean,
TikTok.
and there's all these reels and there's all these shorts, and I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, you kind of want to know what you're dealing with. So, I mean, if you just put it in that light, she's good. And that's what I'm saying. Like the old school ways would say, oh, they didn't listen to anything. You can't trust them. We have to go back and put on a case and we have to figure this out. Or the new school way is you just look at it, read the room. Like, listen,
Yeah,
let's just put on our case and let's put on a show and fuck what they said. We don't even have to double back and talk about one sound bite. Play 100 more. How's that sound? We're just going to go in and just do what we do. And that's it because the truth is on our side. And hopefully the truth is on our side, reality's on our side, and the jurors do Google it and they see what we see. They see the waterfall video for what it is. And if they don't, holy shit.
then that's a problem. Kev just said when Aka gets up there, the jury will see Hank's attitude when these dudes push him into the corner. I mean, they might, I think that's a great point, Kevy Kev. Kevy Kev, you want to come up here? You got time? You know you're welcome. Just let me know. Um, but yeah, Jay, once they see Aka, it's guys in there that they can kind of listen to and zone into and be like, all right, I can understand what this guy's saying, not this one guy that's like the decimal of the brain and the cells and the once they hit the biological chemical. It's like, God damn, what'd you just
And on
say?
top of that, Ark is coming with some new shit too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they got the tech stream data and all that. So they didn't have that last time, right? They didn't have the data or some shit. They just went on with getting hit. So now they got new data and now they're gonna break it on down. They're gonna tell you about the key cycles. And Norman's in the chat. Norm, thank you for I just seen you hit us with a super sticker. Thank you,
What up?
Norman, for the super sticker. But Norman, let me ask you this: if you're listening out there, who is the guy that's coming on tomorrow? What's his name? His name's Mark or Mike or something like that.
Yeah,
And what is
Michael, Mark, or Matt just
yeah,
said.
think of something like that. I don't know his name, but
It
what
was
is?
hard to hear what she said.
Well, I googled him and I seen him on Twitter. I know he's an engineer and he's an expert, but what exactly is he testifying to? Because Norman knows.
Woman
That's
knows.
Norman's his wheelhouse, man. Is all the
Yeah,
expert shit.
you read what he said?
What do you say, Norman? Norman,
Higgins and
what
Jen.
exactly is he testifying to?
Get Higgins and Jen and Matt back on the stand to say the Jeep was in the. Oh yeah, it's a good point. Get Higgins and Jen and Matt back on the stand so they can say the Jeep was at the mailbox because Welcher said he didn't take that info into account. Can't lie. Yeah, no, they said that. I mean, but that's the thing. Like, unless he didn't push that, and I kept seeing Karen look back at him at times, like. And I do that shit to my lawyer. Sometimes I almost want to grab him and give him a noogie because he's so close to me. But it's like, I told you to say this. But when you're represented by attorney, you
But
can't say.
He's a professional against he's all tech stream data. His name's DeSoga.
You put it up there?
No, it's all in your chat. Boston Brandy said Matt DeSogra.
Yeah, but I'm saying his name's there.
Yeah, Boston Brandy put it up. Put it up.
Right, his
Matt
name. What?
DeSogra.
Oh, she put what he does? Thank you.
Well,
What
no,
up,
people are
Boston
saying it.
Brandy?
All the tech stream
Oh,
data,
okay.
etc.
The Sogra. What did I say? I was close because I didn't,
Yeah.
bro. I
Unless
heard
he
it real.
didn't bother with the dude because he was focusing on NH dude said, "Hear me out. What happens if they say guilty? What will we do?" Just asking.
All right.
NH dude said, "Hear me out. What
Hold on one
happens?"
second. Hold
Well, NH dude, if they find her guilty, it's a harsh reality for one. It's going to be no different than when Tatum blew out his Achilles. It's going to hurt, although that's apples and oranges. I get it, but it's reality. And we're just going to have to keep fighting, you know? And JFK and James Jackson will be here. I'm sure everybody else, the Glera, Jerks. I mean, but honestly, I don't think she's going to get found guilty. I think that she should be found not guilty. But if I could see anything happening again, I could see a fucking mistrial. And that's a possibility, a shitty possibility, you know. But then it's all in their court again. You call a mistrial, then what do? Right? Becky G, what up? Amanda T, Stala, please pass the peppers up in here. Tracy, the surrogate may have info on the phone, orientation, etc. Karen said at an interview with Ted about phone orientation. Am I reading that right? I'm sorry. I'm reading it from my phone. Yeah. I hope not, Mistrial. No doubt. Kimba. Woman Corey, appeal it because it has given them a shitload of reasons. Yeah. Scotty James has left the building. Did he? He left? He's here. I'm just reading the chat. Dr. Russell GASPS gasp. At Be in Trouble not only put up points on tail light, but he zoomed in on a waterfall video showing Big Bad Brian A throwing a fist. Well, there you go. He was throwing a fist, huh? Big Bad Brian A? We're going to have to pull that video up. JFK is not at the controls right now. I'm on the layover. I'm laying back, waiting for my crew to get on. I mean, at this point, we know what happened, right, Dr. Russell? We know what happened. Whether they're throwing fists, throwing guns, throwing shovels. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I want to see it. I definitely want to see it, analyze it some more. But we know what the fuck happened. You know? We know. There's no denying it. It's just a question on how they narrate it. I think that's a huge point on how to narrate that video and have fun
All
with
right.
it. The same way that dude can dress up and put blue on his fucking arm and we let all that bullshit come in, then why can't we narrate and say, hey, why is the pizza man? You make pizza, right, Chris? You're a pizza man. Cheese pizza, pepperoni pizza. Is it accustomed that fucking pizza
Hey,
men grab ATF agents? Is that what happens? You know what I'm saying? Is that what happens? Pizza men fucking tell ATF agents to chill the fuck out? And that's got to be the mindset. The mindset got to be like, hey, you guys want to play funny fuck around, so can't we? And then you got to test Aunt Bev and see what she. I mean, I think the way you have to like do the waterfall video, you have to ask simple questions like, hey, you put up your hand 7 times, Higgins, to tell John O'Keefe to leave, right? Yeah. Well, this is the space, and it's back to the reenactment video. They let a reenactment video go of the Lexus with blue. Why can't they play a reenactment video of inside the waterfall? I think that if you had both videos back to back, where you go to one clip to another clip to be like, all right, here's the waterfall on the surveillance video, and here's the waterfall in real time. All right, so can we, so now the jury knows, like, oh shit, there's without a shadow of a doubt, fuck a reasonable doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, he definitely was talking to John. And then you just say simple stuff like, hey, so you said you threw your hands up 7 times. Like, what were you throwing your hands up? 7 times you did. If you just was telling him to come, what wouldn't you just walk right up to him? Well, no, I wasn't talking to him. Well, here goes this way. Well, who are you talking to? You got to figure out a way to get it in to make Hank not even realize that you're pulling one up on him, because there's got to be a way to go about it. Because as soon as he figures it out that you're like you're getting the one up on him. He's just gonna say objection, and you know Aunt Bev is gonna say sustained. So you got to do it in a way where he thinks that he's winning. You got to manipulate Hank and figure out the right wordplay that he doesn't know because he's a harmonica player. He doesn't know about samples. He doesn't know about beats. He doesn't know. My point is, he doesn't know everything about music. He's just a solo act. So you got to do it in a way that confuses him, where he doesn't interrupt. And if he doesn't interrupt, then Bev doesn't interrupt, and then you're good money and you get it in. You got to figure that out, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't here. So, what was that question? I know it was asked like seriously. Hear me out. What happens if she? What was your response? If she is guilty, what
But
will we
we're
do?
still
Just
gonna
ask.
fight. We're still gonna fight.
I mean,
Yeah.
what will we do? I mean, as far as she, I could tell you what Karen and her team are gonna do. I don't know what we're gonna all continue to do. I'm sure whoever's the long game is, we're gonna stay in this. If we believe in her innocence, she's gonna have to get it overturned. And I don't even want to think that far down, but she's definitely gonna have to get an appeal. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen. All right, calm down. Starting to act like Proctor.
Crazy part about it is imagine that though. Imagine if we put a hoodie on, dude, and we get a couple of big guys to do a reenactment video in the waterfall, and you had someone dressed up like John O'Keefe in the waterfall. Like you let that shit in, but you won't let that in. Like you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, man. We got to figure out a way to let people know, like simple form. Like you threw your arms up 7 times, right, Higgins? Yep. So Higgins, let me ask you a question. How long you been a police officer for? I've been a police officer 30 years. Used to be an arson person too, right? Yeah. So let me ask you a question. And you're of all the time you've been a police officer, is it fair to say that you see a lot of like fights happen from domestics? Yeah, all the time. Okay. Is it fair to say if a man is talking to another man's girlfriend and they were friends, that could lead into something violent? Yeah, of course. Like these are the things you have to say to sneak in and make the jury, um, because you can't get overzealous, man. Is that the right word I'm looking for?
Yeah,
You can't
can't get
jump the gun.
overzealous.
You can't jump the gun and be like, yo, so what were you doing going to the police station, yo? What
Right.
were you doing right there? What were you doing right there? Because that's what they're ready for. You got to say, so you threw your arms up 7 times, right? Yeah. But you just invited him. You were just inviting him to go to 34 Fairview. Yeah. He's a police officer, right? Yeah. Isn't it part of your job title to take addresses and just go? Yeah. So it's fair to say all you had to do is ask John O'Keefe once. John O'Keefe had to ask you once the address and he would find his way there because he was a police officer for 16 years, right? Yes, I would assume so. So why'd you throw up your hand 7 times when all you had to do was ask him once?
Or
you
it's
know,
fair to
like
say
just
this would
say
start a
it.
fight if
Yeah,
going behind his back and
no,
talking to his
of
girl.
course, of course, but they're ready for that, and they're
Yeah.
gonna say, "I didn't go behind his back; she went behind the back." So you
Mm.
got to do it in a way where you say it to make them say, "Oh, I see what you're saying." You got to hit them with the riddle me this, riddle me that. You know what I mean? Like you got to hit them with the riddle, but you got to do it in a way that they don't even realize you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like the cross don't know the you know they don't pick up on it and they don't object. They just let it in. And if they let it in, then that's where you win and you stay on it. Like I said, like, oh, he's a police officer, right? How long has you been a police officer? Yeah. So what when they ask you when you
Yeah.
ask a police officer to go to an address, they get to the address, right? That's part of their job title. They get an address, they process the information, and they go to the address. You wouldn't need to go to you wouldn't need the address told to you 7 times, right? No, you threw your arms up 7 times in that video. So why'd you do that? Just to let them know that he wasn't just saying, hey, just come to the party. No, 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 no. He wasn't just saying come to the party. You guys are cops. This is what you guys do. You guys go to addresses. All you need to hear it once and you guys show up. That's what you guys do. So it's muscle memory, and that's the way to get it in, to let them know without having them object and sustain and confuse them, and you jump the gun and get overzealous and try to make it seem like something was happening. No, you just tell the truth. Like, listen, you guys see the video. This is what the fuck happened, but this is the way we're gonna get it in, and this is the way we're gonna be able to keep a smooth way, a smooth approach to it. But like I said, maybe Yannetti and AJ needs to holler at JFK and we can have a talk.
I mean, yeah. Dogs are crazy, man. Oh shit! I just hit someone's comment, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I think it was E-Pags. It was a super chat too. I hit it. E-Bags, it's too early to get upset. Defense still has Dr. Maureen Russell. Oh yeah, we keep forgetting about. You see, that's the thing. We have all. Well, I didn't even think about her. We still have that Dr. Russell that's gonna come in, talk about the dog bites. Because man, doing that little bump into a car is really, once they see that, again, and then she explains it, it's gonna be a little more. Um, just a little more vicious, but they should have somebody actually get bit. Like, you know how they have those experts that put on that shit, that coat, where they get bit up? E-Pags, thank you too for the super chat. Where they put on that big,
Indeed.
that get up. They should
Yeah.
have someone do that this time. Here's Dr. Russell right now. She said, do it. Dr. Russell's in the chat.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's way too early. I've been saying it's way too early, no question about it. But it's just conversation. This is where we're at right now. And it makes for good conversation, you know, of what's gonna happen and what I would do. Because I just know that there's a way to explain the waterfall video, but in the court of law, they're gonna expect, when you explain the waterfall video, they're waiting for you to come in a way to make it seem different than what it is. So they're gonna have a way to to combat that. So do it in a way they can't.
Hmm. I wonder, be in trouble, has anybody contacted you for the work you've been doing? Because your videos prove a lot too, man. I mean, shit, being being trouble's working too. He's working overtime. Cause that video, I mean, to call him an expert, like I remember people would say, "Oh, who do you and JFK think you are doing a video like that?" Shit, we didn't even plan on doing no Hollywood video, but if you look at this, the Blue Man Group, Dr. Welcher, his video was, I mean, that shit was, it was so like, just, what's the word? Generic. Um, Timu. It was like Revere Flea Market to Macy's. I don't know. It was just crazy, man, to see that happen and that be the video they take. But like you said, Arca's got some new video they're gonna put in. I can't wait to see what they got. We all,
Yes, sir.
God, we got a fake man. Yo, man, get a life. Get a life. Get a life. Get a life. We're winning in the courtroom. Get a life. JFK, look at these clowns. Can you tell them to get a life? God damn. We thought of. Stu thinks he's the real man, too. Jake's son. You know what? Actually, someone emailed me and told me who this person was. And it's so crazy Who Jay, I don't even think I got a chance to tell you this because like this is how much we're above the bullshit. We didn't care, but someone told me who that was, and it
About
was
what?
some, huh?
About what?
About this? Who keeps doing this?
Oh, that's a
Click
fake
on,
dam right there.
yeah,
Oh man, we know you. Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah, yeah. So someone had told me who it was, and I'm like, get out of town. Why would it be that person? And then they showed me a little facts like of how it's that person, and it's just like, wow, it's really that person. And I'm not even an asshole to put you out there. I could right
Who
now.
is it? Oh, you mean is it the
Who
person you mentioned to me?
I told you she had hit us up early on.
Yeah, you said something to do with the. Is it something about splash pads?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's like I could be like, come on, but whatever. It is what it is, man. Let me just
Thank you,
get her.
Cash.
Cash, thank you so much. I just want to make sure I got this. Is it she already taken care of? I'm sure we got Pepper. You're in here, so I'm sure she's gone.
Cash hit
Right?
us with a 1999. She said, "We are all positive and we are all going to be celebrating in a couple of weeks. Love to you all." There she
Right.
goes, Cash. Your man
Cash.
JFK's on duty.
Yeah.
10
Yeah,
toes
Cash.
down. What up? Scotty,
Cash,
what up?
hopefully
Reese.
here. Um, and anybody in the North Shore area. If you're not out here, you have a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. What's today? You got like
Nah, you got,
almost
you
two,
got, yeah,
three.
you got about 10, what? Yeah, you got about, just
What?
about 10 days.
Yeah. Get to call your babysitter, call your dog sitter, call whatever whoever you gotta call.
Call the
And
pastor, call the
yeah.
priest, because you're about to break some rules that night.
Oh
God damn.
shit. Yeah, you might. You guys might actually break some rules. And
Becky G,
what's Becky G doing?
he's coming from right there.
Oh, Becky G's coming?
Yeah, from Rhode Island.
Oh goddamn. So no one's got an excuse. Kevy Kev, my man. Sherwood S, you coming. I know you're coming.
Sandy's in
Sandy from
Cali. Too
Cali.
bad. She's in Cali. She'll be watching though. Sandy's my girl. She bought me that
Yeah.
hat. She bought me
Oh,
that
she
Hannah
got you
hat.
the oh, let me get this clown. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
she got me that Hannah hat, man. The blue joint.
Oh shit. Turtle Boy has court the ninth. Make make a day of it. Yeah. I mean, Turtle Boy has court the ninth. After his court date, we'll celebrate because I'm sure he's gonna do well in court.
He got some
That's
stuff dismissed too, right?
yeah, he got a lot of cases dismissed. He's got a great team behind him, man. So, oh, Scotty's working on it. All right. Gary said she'll be there. That's what's up. Reese, I was acquitted in '88. Mofos still come after me too, James. Acquitted for what? Acquitted for what? Trolls? Yeah. I didn't even read what they said. I just saw like the first few sent words and murder. Oh, okay. Goddamn.
Oh,
All right.
Reese, huh? She picked up a murder case? God damn, Reese. Fuck were you
Damn,
doing?
Reese. You gotta take that wrench from you. Oh, fuck out your disclaimer.
You might use it on somebody.
You might get mad at me, but no, damn, that's crazy, Reese. They had you hemmed up like that. God damn. Will the real Nan please stand up? Well, I could tell you this: if the real Nan came in, she would not come in talking shit. She would come in dropping like probably a
Green
hello,
eyes.
everybody. Yeah,
Green
and
eyes,
I
thick eyes. She said, she says she's coming.
who green eyes, thick
Green eyes
thighs.
with green eyes with
That's
the
her
thick
name.
eyes.
Gotta go back up there.
Green Eyes with the thick thighs says, I'm definitely there. She can't wait. I'd have to cross more than 3 lanes, Sandy said.
God damn, Sandy. You can do it. Green Eyes, we'll see you there. All right, so we
Yeah,
got
it's gonna be a
100.
good time, man. The whole
It's gonna
setup.
be a great time. There's
It's
200
it's
people in here. Dennis, oh no, that's not Dennis Sweeney. It'd be
yeah,
great to
man.
see a lot of the people from the South Shore, make it to where we make it, North Shore,
That's 7 if
North
you guys.
Shore. Bro, we make it out to Dedham Court. It takes us about an hour and a half, about hour 20 minutes to get there.
Started at 8 too, if we have to. You know what I'm saying? If people are coming in from the South Shore, stuff like that, we can
I
always
mean, you
start
can
at
get there
8,
whatever
depending on
time.
how
We're
many
gonna be
people are
there.
coming from
Obviously,
there.
JFK and I will be there early. Just setting
You
everything
know,
up.
because
But
I
I'm
know right
saying,
around 6 you're good. Like
yeah,
right around
yep,
6:30 coming back, you'll be all right going over the bridge.
yeah. Monday. It's a Monday too. It's not like it's a Friday night. It's not like the Celtics are in the finals or anything.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Shit. Because if that was the case, you guys would not be getting through. Nah, it's crazy when the Celtics are in the finals. Damn. Reese, where are you? You all right? Disclaimer. Yeah, we're gonna have some gear. We're gonna have a lot of stuff there, a lot of merch. Oh, there she is. Murder was the God damn. All right. At least you escaped. I know somebody that didn't.
Right?
Yeah, good. Yeah, so I mean, so today was a quick day in court. Um,
Very quick thing.
I could pull up the very
Jackie
end.
M with the $50, man. Good evening, everybody. Jackie Vem's coming
Jackie
through.
Vims is not playing. She said,
Jackie
"I'm here.
Vem's.
If anybody wants to match, let's go."
Hell yeah.
Jackie Vims, how we doing, girl? You gonna fly out and meet your boys finally? We've been dying to meet you, Jackie. I got the flyer right here will stand as for now on this show. I mean, you're gonna see flyers pop up, basically the same exact same these dudes are right. I think it's their friggin' dirt bikes and mopeds that be setting my shit off. Once I
Oh,
hear
they're
that
out
little,
there, man. You know they're
yeah,
out there now.
there's like 10 of them on a little gang of these kids.
I hear
Wow.
them.
Every time they go by, it's
Kevy Kev got a big moped too. He got a big Holly.
oh, he probably built that himself too.
Yeah, hell yeah. He probably show up on his Holly.
It's not far. Nice
Hey,
night. Hopefully, it's gonna be
he
beautiful
lived
out.
right up the street.
Oh, so he's chilling. Jackie, good evening. It's good to see you. But
It's
this is
crazy too, because Kevy Kev lived in the same spot since I could remember. So
yeah. So I
like
mean,
he lived in that one spot, bro. He lives right up. I don't want to throw his
he's
geographic
like
out there,
me.
but
Like if you're
yeah.
looking for him, where to find him.
Yeah, I mean, as far as
Every
I can remember, the '90s, man. I mean, I don't know if he lived there since he was a little kid, but I mean, shit, a little enough. He been living there.
Yeah, I'm going to
He's
actually
seen it all over there.
see. Yeah, with it, that area that not the same area where most of the videos were done.
No, it's more up the block.
Uh, Not the video where you were whipping the car. Is I have an idea. But Kevy Kev will be out.
Oh, you know that.
It
Came
sounds
out
like
last time.
my driveway goes through. Yeah, he came to the roast beef
Came to Bill and Bizobs, dude.
places. Shit, I wish we could have it there. God damn. Had some roast beefs on deck. Some real roast beef sandwiches.
Yeah. Nikki C, what up? Lovely, what up? Carolyn, what up? Cash. Kevy Kev's up in here right now. Lauren Barry was timed out. Damn, someone put Lauren Barry in here, bro. Would you believe that? Is that the first time you've seen that?
Yeah. Yo, bro, take that. Yo.
They
These
took it
people are
down.
crazy, man. Like, timeout? Nah. I mean, damn. I wish he was in timeout. Yeah, you know, sometimes you just gotta, you got to, sometimes you just got to. Where are you at? You know what they do? These people, they do these little weak ass comments and try to get you and get under your skin so they can clip it, put it on Twitter, show everybody, look what I did.
Say it again. You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. I don't care how much money you make, you can't take it with you. And it's not how much you have, it's what you do with what you have. The good feeling that I get from helping others, nothing's better than that. Not jewelry, not big house I have, not the cars, but it's the joy. That's where the joy is, in helping others. That's where the success is. Finally, I pray that you put your slippers way under the bed tonight, so that when you wake up in the morning, you have to get on your knees to reach them. While you're down there, say thank you.
Each tear I've cried, you felt it too. You pulled me through when I withdrew. No louder voice than grace you give. You show me how it means to live. With you, I'm not alone.
I was knee deep in the darkness, drowning in my dotted cage. I was fighting with my demons, both fists up, getting bruised, trying to medicate the truth with a bottle in the news. Looking up at the ceiling, thinking life's a sick trick, feeling hollow in the middle like my ribs got kicked. Didn't care if I lived or I died that week, even my mirror looked away. Couldn't face what I'd see, but then a whisper cut through like a verse in reverse. A voice I never heard saying you're more than your worst. Said you ain't just pain, you ain't just scars, you're mine even when you don't know who you are. I fell to the floor like I hit replay. Didn't pray in the years, but I did that day. It was like he reached down through my headphones, told me loud and clear, you're never alone.
With you, I'm not alone. Light will guide you home and ignite and I will try to fix you.
Yes, sir. I think you're on mute, bro.
Yeah, Coldplay. They're good. I like the original by Coldplay. Sounds Jive? What's that say? Jazz? Oh, I don't know jazz. JS is.
Have a great time. My son will be graduating 8th grade. I'll be in Boston in July. Dope, Laura Pike. Sounds like jazz, maybe she's saying.
Yeah.
Sandy's crying. Damn, Sandy.
Damn, Sandy. So you'll be in Boston in July. Oh, your son goes to school out here in Boston? Damn.
Jazz, laugh out loud. It's a fancy abbreviation for James.
Yeah, it is. Bro, it's so crazy that she said that. Jazz, that's how I got Jay. You know what's crazy? That I'm gonna give you a little story time. So because growing up, um, my dad's Portuguese and my sisters, so they called me Jazz because my James, and my sister said Jez instead of Jazz, short for James, and that's how Jez stuck. So when you would hear Jez, everyone thought it was like a graffiti or something. Nah, it was my it was my sisters who were like 2 and 3 who couldn't say jazz, so they said Jez, and then it stuck. But that's funny that you said that. It's a Portuguese thing. Wow. Yeah, jazz is short for James. A lot of people don't know that.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's crazy. Laura Pike, that's awesome. My son graduated. That's awesome, Patrick. See, at least I get one more year to see that, I'm not fully counted out yet on high school. I missed a lot in the last couple of years, but getting that documentation, July 1st is the first day, but there's a lot of work that goes behind it and calls and shit like that you gotta make sure all taken care of, but I'll definitely be seeing graduation. I hope so. Actually, a disclaimer. I pray that I'll be seeing graduation. Yes, congratulations, Patrick. So yeah, damn, it's been an hour, Jay. I'm gonna take her out. I don't know if you wanted to do anything tonight. If you do, I'm down. But basically, I'm trying to put this up just so it's on the screen. Can't even take off, like if I try to take our faces off it, whatever. It is what.
They get it, bro. You could say
Yeah.
it. They get it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. Everybody's gonna see it and everybody knows. Man, this person talking sounds like they're in the house. My neighbor.
Yeah, man. Tomorrow's gonna be interesting, man. Been rocking for 1 hour and 38 minutes. I appreciate everybody coming to check us out.
Absolutely. I go by the name of James Jackson.
And it's your boy JFK.
Appreciate everybody.
Peace and love, yo.
Peace.
Say it again. You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. I don't care how much money you make, you can't take it with you. And it's not how much you have. It's what you do with what you have. The good feeling that I get from helping others. Nothing's better than that. Not jewelry, not big house I have, not the cars, but it's the joy. That's where the joy is, in helping others. That's where the success is. Finally, I pray that you put your slippers way under the bed tonight, so that when you wake up in the morning, you have to get on your knees to reach them. While you're down there, say thank you.
Each tear I've cried, you felt it too. You pulled me through when I withdrew. No louder voice than grace you give. You show me how it means to live. With you